And it's very different. And this quote really came from a conversation I was having with one of my clients recently. He's a physician out of London, and right when he hopped on the online meeting, he said, "Hey Saad, like how's it going?" But he kind of looked like he just finished something. So I asked him, like, "Hey, what's going on? Were you in the middle of doing something? We can, schedule back in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, maybe a bit better." And he told me that how he was assembling his new desk in his office, and he's already spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours on it. And so I asked him, like, is it done yet? And he's like, "Oh no, I need to probably do another 30, 45 minutes. So I'll do the meeting with you for an hour. After that, spend 45 minutes and I'll be home by 8 o'clock." And I was just looking at him. I'm like, let's call him Sam for this purpose. And I'm like, "Sam, why are you doing that? Like, do you not want to just go home and relax or spend some time with your kids or spend time with your spouse, or maybe just do nothing? Maybe even just go for a little bit of a drive, grab a coffee or a tea and just wind down." Why are you going to do all of this and then finish by be home by 8? That's just crazy. One idea that I gave to him, and that's the idea that I want to share with you all today, is we want to use services to help you get your time back, right? And a general rule of thumb that you can essentially follow is we got to take our hourly rate. So let's say you make on average, let's say you make $450,000 a year. So if you make $450,000 a year, your hourly rate is roughly $200 per hour. So the general rule of thumb that you can follow to get your time back is take that hourly rate, and anybody who's charging you less than half of that hourly rate, you immediately outsource. Immediately. That's not even a thing you have to think about. So this may include things like housework, groceries, handyman around the house, assembling furniture. Because that reminds me, the person I'm telling the story about, my client who's a physician in London, I asked him, how much were they charging you to assemble the desk? He told me they were charging me $60 to assemble the desk. So I'm like, to save $60, you're going to spend 3 hours of your time, which in your earning, he makes quite a bit of more than $450. So to save $60, you just spent roughly $800. Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? So we have to start getting out of that mentality where we must not pay for as many things as possible and try to do it all ourselves. But I mean, price is what you pay, is value is what you get. And the value that he would have received, and moving forward, he pretty much, the next time he bought something, called me. He's like, "Oh yeah, Saad, I definitely did that. Thank you, so much for that." Because now he got to be home nice and early and got to, take his kids out for ice cream. So, value is extremely important.